Welcome back to the Ultimate Decades Challenge. So today we're starting things off a little bit differently because we are going to be doing the Famine death rolls. And before we dive in, I just wanted to say thank you to all of you guys who left such sweet comments on my community tab. I posted last week that my mom had a horse riding accident and I had to leave to be with my family for a couple of weeks. So that's why there has been a little bit of a delay in videos, but my mom is doing much better now and I am back home and ready to start recording again. So we are just gonna dive right in. We're gonna go over the rules again, just for the death rolls specific to the famine, and then we'll do our death rolls for both our main household and our side household. So let's go ahead and dive right in. All right, so the rules for the Great Famine death rolls are in 1317 to roll a d8, which just means a dice with up to number 8 for each of your sims, even your side households, to see who lives and dies. These are your odds. Roll a 3 or a 7 and your sim dies of starvation. So we are actually in game at the end of 1317. So we're gonna go ahead and do our rolls, and then I'm gonna kind of work in the deaths into the gameplay. So let's go ahead and start off with the rolls for our main household. All right, so this is what I have set up for how we are going to do our death roll. So I have our main household here. I do have Anora listed here, and I think we'll roll for her. Honestly, I have sort of separate plans for her. So we'll go ahead and roll for her now, but if she does die, we're gonna see, I may tweak like what we do with her. And then if you guys remember, I know it's been a few weeks, but at the end of last episode, I had introduced that Kenrick has fallen ill from the wounds from his bear attack when he went hunting, and that he was going to die. But what I've decided to do is we are still going to roll for him. I was originally just going to kill him off as part of the storyline, but I was like, you know what? Kenrick deserves a fair chance just like everyone else. So we are going to still go with the storyline that he's ill and frail and not doing super well, because that could still totally work into our storyline. But he is going to get a chance at survival, so we will start with rolling for him, and then we'll go through each of the family members, and we'll see who lives. So are you nervous? Because I am a little bit nervous, because we've been lucky up until this point, but this is a lot of death rolls. So it's if they roll a 3 or a 7, they do not survive. So let's go ahead. Kenrick is first. Let's roll for Kenrick. Okay, 2. Kenrick does survive. So Kenrick's lucky we gave him a second chance. So he's gonna survive, but we'll work in him being frail and stuff into the storyline. And now let's go ahead and roll for Rosalind. 5. Oh my gosh, okay. Rosalind survives. So let's roll for Anora. And like I said, if she does die, I kind of have plans for her. So we'll just see what happens. But I was curious to see what she does roll. So let's roll for Anora. 5, Anora survives. Oh my gosh, I don't know how I'm so lucky. This is crazy. Okay, Adalyn, our little seamstress. Let's see, what does she get? 4, oh my gosh. Okay, May is next. May is a fan favorite. So fingers crossed, we are rolling for May. 2, oh my god, this is so uneventful. I even had this set up for like, if they die, I like gray them out. So let's see, we've got 1 left. This is like crazy. You guys, I've always had really good luck. I don't know what it is. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, Penelope. Oh no! Penelope! They were like prioritizing food for her. Penelope does not survive. Oh my gosh, I'm actually so glad I re-reviewed the rules, because I actually thought it was if they roll a 3 or an 8 they don't survive, but the rule said 3 or 7. So Penelope, poor baby Penelope, did not survive. That is our second Penelope that we have lost. But oh my gosh, can you guys believe it? The entire rest of the family survived. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna switch over to our side household, and we're gonna do our rolls for them as well. All right, so here is our side household. It's been a minute since we have caught up with them, but our side household is Caspian, that is Kenrick's brother, and they have somewhat of an estranged relationship. I just haven't quite been able to work it into the storyline to have them reconnect and rekindle, but we'll get to that hopefully eventually if they survive. Then of course we have our lovely Mira, and she has struggled with childbirth. They have not had any more children, and they have their son Liam. And I love Liam. I did Liam's death roll into a child off cam just because there's so much else going on with the storylines, but he did survive, and look, he is such a little cutie. So let's go ahead, can't delay anymore. Let's go ahead and roll for our side household. So first up, Caspian. And he rolls an 8, so Caspian survives. My story for him, if he did die, was going to be that he died out at sea, but he does survive. Mira, 4. Oh my gosh, Mira survives too. Okay, Liam, last up. Let's see. 5. Oh my god, I could not believe that we just... Can you guys believe it? Okay, you saw it here live. I have my face cam on. We did it real time. We only had one death, poor baby Penelope. So honestly, I know some people will be disappointed that there was so much survival. I honestly, that was like a 20% chance of death, I think. Yeah, like 25% chance of death, I think. That's crazy. That was really good odds. So we have finished up our rolls. We are gonna get straight back into gameplay and get back to it. All right, so we are back with our main household. And before we dive into gameplay, I just want to address, I realized when I did the death rolls earlier that I did not talk about the nobles or Jasper's household. And what I did was I made an executive decision not to do death rolls for the royals or the nobles since they had more access to food during that time. So that is what I decided on that, in case any of you had questions, since I forgot to talk about it when we did the death rolls. And then now we are back with our main household. We're at Rosenthorn Farm. And so this household currently consists of Rosalind, Kendrick, and of course our 3 girls, Adalyn, May, and Penelope. And of course, baby Penelope did not survive her death roll. So that will be weaving into the storyline. I think she will probably come down with a sickness or something like that. And so for right now, it is now finally spring. These guys have made it through a really, really rough winter. Rosalind is out in the garden. She is collecting honey because these guys really need to get their honey and mead brewing business going. They really need to get the tavern open. But poor Rosalind, everything has really fallen all on her since Kendrick has been sick. Poor Kendrick has not had the strength to go out hunting. The family has not had hardly any food at all. They have been surviving on gruel. Everyone is just getting really sick of it. So they've been looking around. We're going to probably get a couple of chickens in today's episode. We're going to work on getting the tavern all onboarded, get the garden going, and pretty much have a fresh start. It's almost like starting back over at the beginning a little bit. And so that is what we're going to focus on in today's episode. So let's go ahead and dive in with our main household. All right, so Rosalind has collected 12 jars of honey. So we're going to not waste any time. Everyone else is still sleeping. She is going to eventually need to make some food for everyone. Actually, everyone's woken up like in an instant, right when I said that. But before we get into anything else, I definitely want to have her come over to our mead brewing station, which we have not spent any time at in a very long time, and get her going on pressing some honey. Maybe we can have, let's have May go ahead and come out and we can start teaching her. Actually, she needs to use the chamber pot really badly. I'm sorry, May. You can do that first. Maybe you can beat your sister. Nope. We need more chamber pots. So once the girls take care of their needs, then Rosalind can help work with them to teach May how to do some honey pressing, because I think she would really love that. And here is our Kendrick. He is just not looking too well. Poor Kendrick. I'm glad I did decide to go ahead and give him the chance to have a role and not just kill him off. So I'm fine with that decision, and he did survive. But for right now, what I'm going to have him do is go ahead. We're going to get 1 rooster and 1 hen. I'm not going to get them a cow yet. I'm going to pretend like maybe it was a lot more difficult to get like livestock immediately, like coming out of the famine. But it is possible that they were able to get some chicken eggs. And so they'll start rebuilding the coop. And I'm only going to do the 1 hen and the 1 rooster. And then we'll have to hatch the rest of the eggs. And let's see. So Rosalind is still going on that. Let's see. May is good. I'm going to have May actually go feed the chickens first, and then she can come and do some honey pressing. I'm going to have Adalyn come out. One of her favorite things we've talked about in previous episodes is she loves doing her cross stitching out here while mom and everyone is working outdoors. These guys have been cooped up all winter, so they really just want to get outdoors and get some fresh air and just sort of get back to their normal life. They've all been having a real struggle with the Nora leaving and not knowing what happened to her, and then everything with the famine, losing Papa Cedric. These guys have been going through a really rough time. Let's get you going on, let's see, let's do some mushrooms. I'm gonna pretend like Adalyn is doing like more like making dresses or like mending clothing or things like that when she's doing cross stitching. That's what I like to have in mind that she's doing. So let's see, Rosalind, keep going on this. And then let's come over here with May. Oh my gosh, May and Kendrick, I love this. You guys, I'm actually glad I didn't completely kill Kendrick off. That would have just been like so hard for May. But we'll have to see. He's gonna have to build his strength up, and we'll see if he survives. I may do even like an extra death roll for him to see if he like fully recovers or not. So we'll see how that goes. But for right now, May, why don't you play with the chickens? I think May is probably so happy. She has been missing her animals. So both her and Kendrick are animal enthusiasts, so they will love that. And then I probably won't get them another horse, at least not for now, or maybe not at all, because I'm going to imagine that the horses are kind of hard to come by, and they need all of the horses for like the knights and the nobles and stuff like that. So horses are probably a lot more difficult to get. So we're going to start with the small livestock. Maybe next we'll get like a goat so then they can get some milk, but it will take us a while to get back up. And then I think I might still limit them to 1 meal a day or something similar for a little while until we get through the famine. But I'm going to go ahead and let Rosalind come and make some gruel. That's what these poor guys have been living off of lately. Here, May can come collect the processed honey because I do want to get her going on that skill. I wish we could send the kids out foraging, but unfortunately we can't. So I'm going to go ahead and give her the honey and get her going on pressing the honey for mom while mom gets the gruel ready. And then let's see, actually the gruel is ready. Before you call everyone to eat, Rosalind, why don't you go ahead and empty the chamber pot, get everything cleaned up. These guys are just kind of getting a nice reset, a big spring clean. And then let's see, call everyone. Let's go ahead and get some lunch really quickly. All right, so everyone has finished up their gruel. And what I'm gonna do is, since Kendrick's strength is not very good, I am actually going to have Rosalind and May, actually all of the girls. I think this is a project that all of the girls can help with. They are gonna work on getting the tavern set back up. I like how the girls weren't finished, actually. I realized with their food. Okay, so I'm gonna get these guys going. We're gonna go into build mode together with them. Oh, Kendrick is coming out. He's like, let me show you how to do it. We're gonna onboard the tavern and get the tavern set back up so that is ready to go when these guys are ready to start selling their meat again. And so they're, of course, going to unboard up everything. We had taken the tables out, so we're going to get the tables placed back in. So we're going to plop 2 tables down and put a couple of benches down next to those. And then this will be ready for when we open back up. So that is all ready. We need a little bit of lighting. So we'll add a little candle to each of these. I'm going to plop another one down because we're going to need it in just a second. And then we need our little shelf because I stole it for our cellar. We'll put this back. So I imagine the girls are all in here helping get everything set up. We'll put a little light right there for when we're ready to open. So the tavern is ready. Of course, we need to make some more mead, but these guys got that all set up. And then the next thing I want them to do is Rosalind is going to bring May out. We're going to start teaching May how to tend the garden. So I really need to send Rosalind out foraging so we have some stuff to plant. But for right now, what they're going to do is they're going to focus on pulling out all of the weeds so it's ready to plant. Once they have a couple of seeds for spring season. So we're going to do that. And then I may actually do the harvest once a season rule. because I realized we ended up with such a surplus. But what I'm going to do is send Rosalind out foraging, and I'm going to send May out for a stroll. So it's like she's going foraging with mom. And then all the other girls will just do whatever they want to do. And Kenrick is going to get some much needed rest. So we will see what these guys come back with from foraging. All right, so May and Rosalind are back from foraging, and we got some blackberries, which are not plantable till summer. And then we got some basil, which is also summer and fall. So I'm going to send her out on one more round and see if we can't get some spring seeds and see what they come back with. All right, so they're finally back, and this time I sent May to go picking flowers so she could actually bring some stuff back. It looks like, okay, this time it looks like we got cherries, which are also summer. We've got some garlic. I think the garlic grows any season. So maybe we will potentially plant that, but I'll have to send these guys out again tomorrow. That's annoying that we didn't get anything for spring, but let's see, what did May get for flower picking? She got a Christmas rose. That's real convenient. We got begonia, which is also summer and fall. And oh, we got wolfsbane. Isn't that a herbalism skill? I'm not sure. We'll have to make her a pot to plant that in. That would be really cute. But for right now, since we didn't get anything from the garden, I was hoping we could get that started today, but they didn't bring anything back. So I'm just going to get these guys down for the night, and then we'll have a fresh start tomorrow, and hopefully we'll be able to make some mead and get the spring garden going. All right, so it is now the next day, and it is already 1:43 p.m. because it has literally taken me until now for Rosalind to come back with something to plant in the spring garden. So she was just going foraging over and over and over again. But with that, we have a ton of stuff for the summer garden. So Rosalind is very stinky and is going to have herself a bath. But while she does, I want to catch up with the girls because Adalyn actually has come down with a illness. She is feeling scratchy. It feels as if there is a swarm of invisible insects marching all over Adalyn's skin. And because we did our death rolls, we know that Adalyn does survive. And so I have noticed that Penelope and Adalyn have been spending a lot of time together. So from a storytelling perspective, what I think is going to happen is Adalyn is actually sick, but she is actually, today is her birthday into a teen. So I guess she's technically going to have a death roll today. So we'll see. If Adalyn does not survive into being a teen, then we'll know it was from this sickness. And then since Penelope does not survive the death roll from the famine, we'll say that she got sick from Adalyn, and that is why she is going to die, because she was getting food during the famine. So it just kind of didn't make sense. But that is going to be my storyline for that. So I'm going to get these guys moving. Once Rosalind is done with her bath, we're going to go ahead. I noticed she did come back with some strawberries. So we're going to start off with that. I think that's probably the only thing we have that we can plant right now. But that's pretty good because they can actually use the strawberries for mead. We have spinach for winter. We have basil for summer and fall. We have cherry for summer, blueberries for summer, and we have a lot of blackberries for summer. And then they can also use that for cooking. And then I also had them finish up all of the mead pressing, so that way they will be able to do that. I think Kenrick is out here. He's feeling pretty good today. He is just staying away from Adalyn since she is sick. Oh my gosh, Kenrick, I'm so sorry. You're already having such a tough time. But besides the bees attacking him, Kenrick is actually feeling pretty good today. So he is going to actually start teaching May how to start tending to the garden. So they are going to do a little bit of planting together. Since the kids can't plant, I'm going to have May go ahead and do the watering because they can do that. They're all really hungry right now. So I've got to work on getting them fed, but we'll make up some food. I wonder if Rosalind can make, maybe what I'll have her do now that she is done. Oh, look at her. She's out checking on the girls because they're not feeling too well. Rosalind, you better stay away or you are going to get sick. But I actually want to have her get going on building back up the pantry. So I'm going to have her make some flour. We can't make any butter yet because we don't have any milk. Let's see, Adalyn, you're not feeling well, so why don't you just come up and read under the covers? You need to, we're going to quarantine her. She's not feeling well. I think technically the sickness went away because it was only for 3 hours, but that's not realistic. Let's see, May, did you finish watering everything? You didn't. May, you can use the chamber pot in a little bit. You got to finish what you started. So let me make sure she waters the whole garden. Adalyn's going, get some rest. Rosalind's going on the flower. And let's see, Penelope. I saw that Penelope had a whim that she wants to read something. So our little Penelope has asked if she can learn how to read. So let's go ahead and get all of these flower in Rosalind's inventory. So I'm gonna have her do the thing where she picks up all of the servings. So this is part of the Yale cookbook mod, but they have to put the servings in their inventory so that they're able to use them. So I usually just have them do that right away once they make it. So that is good. And then can we do anything else? There are some eggs. So let me send out, I was gonna have, let's see, May come and collect the eggs. I'm gonna let her be in charge of like the chickens and start learning how to do the garden. She can scatter some feed nearby. And let's see, can we make anything? Last I checked, we couldn't really make much, even with the fruit in her inventory. So let's see, pantry foods, we're still not quite there yet. And then broth, soups, and stews. Okay, we can make pottage now because we have, I think we have some vegetables. So we will go ahead and do, we're gonna have to do 8 servings because we have 5 sims. So I'm gonna get her going on some pottage. These guys are gonna finally have something a little bit better than gruel. That's what they survived on all winter. So that's what she's gonna get going. Everyone is like super in the red on hunger still. And then we will celebrate Adalyn's birthday into a teen. Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize that it was her birthday until I was peeking at the calendar. And so we will get that going. We'll see if she survives this sickness. All right, so what I'm gonna do is actually have Rosalind pick up a serving and we're gonna bring it upstairs to Adalyn because since she's like sort of quarantined upstairs, we are gonna just give that to her to have up here. But before she eats, I want to go ahead and do her roll into a teen. So let's go ahead and have a refresh on what the numbers are for aging up into a teen, and then we are gonna roll for Adalyn. All right, so for teens, it is only if they roll a 7 on the D20 dice, then they do not survive. So let's go ahead and roll for Adalyn. 13. Okay, so she is going to survive into a teen. So I'm going to go ahead and pop into Cass and give her her teen makeover, and we will be right back. All right, so here is Adalyn with her makeover. I kept her in a somewhat similar hairstyle. I gave her the Lady of the Knits aspiration. Her traits are squeamish, neat, and she did have gloomy from the famine, but I decided to update that to creative. And since I have the additional traits mod, I'm just going to leave her last trait blank, but I decided to give her a couple of different outfits that I haven't used before. Since she loves to sew, I imagine she has made all of these dresses for herself. So this is her everyday look. I actually gave her a semi-nice formal, which we usually don't see these guys in, but I thought that was really fitting for her. Her athletic wear, her sleep, her party wear is really nice. I imagine this is something she made, and I just feel like really, really suits her. Swimwear, I usually just put them in their sleepwear. And then this is her summer outfit, and then her winter. I just don't have a lot of dresses that are flagged for winter, so I need to update those. But that is our Adalyn, all aged up into a teen. So let's hop back into game with Adalyn. All right, so here she is. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. I love it once my Sims get to teenage. I've had a couple people ask me why I don't play with the preteen mod. And honestly, by the time I'm done with childhood, I am just ready to get on with my Sims stories and their lives. And so them just aging up, looking almost like an adult doesn't bother me all that much. It's just, I'm ready to move on with them. And so she is going to continue her seamstress journey. But before we do, I wanted to just show you guys, because you guys are so good at ideas. Adalyn has a whim that she wants to become enemies with Queen Lara. And I honestly, this is probably something to do with the famine, after them struggling so much and their family having such a hard time, and Anora running away, and Jasper really not doing anything to help the family during the famine, all of this different stuff. She seems to have a little bit of bitterness and hatred towards the kingdom. So I thought that was really interesting, because an idea I had for her was that maybe she starts working, making dresses for the kingdom or something like that. But I don't know. It looks like Adalyn wants to maybe go a little bit of a different direction. Right now, she's still a little bit young, but probably pretty soon I want to start working on her building some relationships, and I can see her getting married at some point, definitely in a few more years. But I can see her being more into romance and stuff like that. So maybe she finds herself a little boyfriend. So we'll have to get that going for her. But I'm so excited. I did not realize she was aging up so soon. And so I'm happy that we finally have another teen. That's going to be super helpful for Rosalind, because now we can have Adalyn start working on learning how to cook. I think May got those eggs earlier. So there was only 2 eggs. Okay, so May had got the eggs earlier, but I don't think that allows us to make anything else yet. No, if we have flour and butter. So butter, we need milk. I think we'll probably get them a goat pretty soon. I don't want to do it just yet, but I love seeing her older now. Let's see, everyone is really hungry, so I forgot we made the pottage. So let's go ahead and get everyone fed for the day. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Where is Penelope? Penelope. Oh, I love when the game just works out. Hold on. Penelope is actually sick now. So my story that she got sick from Adalyn is true. Oh my God. Look at her. Oh no. Penelope. You're going to be quarantined now. Get your food, and you have to be quarantined now because the sickness is going to be spreading through the family. All right, you have to come sit up here. Bring your food. Mom is quarantining you. Penelope, we love you, but the sickness is spreading upstairs. We need to make like a little shed where we have to quarantine the sick Sims. Oh my gosh, Adalyn is so beautiful. Look at her. Oh God, I love it. Okay, and May, why are you uncomfortable? You have a loose tooth. Get you some food. I know you're so hungry. Here's Kendrick. He's hanging in there. Oh my God, if Kendrick... Oh my God, he escaped another bear. I had to send him foraging. Oh my God, it was getting so hard. Okay, good. He got strawberries too and potatoes. I forgot to check what he came back with. I honestly ended up sending him foraging too, because it was taking so long to get spring vegetables. So I kind of cheated my rules a little bit, and poor Kendrick had to go. I put him to work, but we did get some stuff for the fall garden. So I think it's getting late. I'm going to go ahead and get these guys down for the night. And honestly, I think I will probably just wrap this episode here. This might end up being a slightly shorter part than normal, but since I've been gone for so long, we had a little bit of a catch up. We got these guys going for spring. We have enough honey now that we can start making meat again, so that's good. And the next episode, we will be diving in with all of the different households, Jasper, Anora, our main household, and just catching up with everyone. So be sure to drop your ideas for Adalyn as a teen into the comments. If you have any different ideas for Penelope's death, let me know. But I feel like she definitely has come down with the sickness, and that makes sense. And so we will go through with that in the next episode as well. So if you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.